Dubai is obsessed with cars, and so is our guest today on Real Talk Dubai. Thibaut Ruchon is the founder of 918 Car Care and Just Drive It, one garage and one car dealership. Today we're going to get into it with him on how he started his business and what were the challenges that he faced and he continues facing. Thibaut, it's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us who's Thibaut, where were you born, how did you grow up, how did you get into the car business in general, and feel free to...
Long story short.
Yes.
So, born in France, raised in France. I was from Lyon originally.
Great food.
Great food.
Yeah.
Capital of gastronomy. And basically flew to Dubai in 2005 to discover Dubai. I fell in love with the city directly, straight away.
Why Dubai? Why did you fly to Dubai?
Vacation.
Okay.
I was, back in the days, 20 years back, it was already, in France, it was already like a subject.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, let's go to see it. Fell in love straight away.
What did you love about the city?
The energy. Like I'm a guy, I love energies, and I fell in love with the car, all the cars around
So
there.
you've had this passion for cars since you were young?
Since I'm born.
Okay.
I was always into engines and stuff, I was a motocross driver and pilot, it was like my passion straight away. So yeah, I fell in love with the city, I love the energy about Dubai, everybody driving their own car and don't give a shit about anything, because in France you always say you need to hide yourself to enjoy.
Yeah.
Which I hate.
And that's a very different culture here, yeah.
Exactly. And here it's more a show-off culture and you need to, you know what I mean. So, I fell in love with the city. I came back for living here late 2009, 2010. But first time, my first business, I quit school directly after Dubai. I quit school in 2006. And I built my first detailing center in Dubai, in Lyon.
Really?
So really, I was already there to do whatever people doesn't want to do themselves. So basically, it started by an idea of taking the car for the customer while he was at work and making
cleaning it and detailing it,
changing tires. There's winter, summer tires in Lyon. So yeah, basically it was removing the hassle from the customer and all only based on service. And so I flew to Dubai to develop the activity by buying and selling cars here in Dubai, sending them to the detailing center in Lyon, and to make them perfect, Pump My Ride. You remember
the show,
the show in the US. So it was kind of this idea at the beginning. Of course, I get robbed in France while I was here. So I flew back to Dubai, to Lyon, to close my company and flew back here.
And then you decided to start here.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. What's your first memory of having an interaction with cars when you were a little boy?
Ooh.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I will always remember one night my parents were having a big dinner with friends and everything. They are a good partier. And we are.
Yeah,
obviously.
People from Lyon in general are big partiers.
And I will always remember, so basically my father was working like crazy from 7 a.m. to midnight every day. So I was not seeing him a lot, only on weekends.
Yeah.
So it was like a dinner, family dinner with a lot of friends. We were 20, 25, and I was very young. I think I was 7 or 8. And my father came with a Ferrari. He bought his first dream car. It was a Mondial T back in the day. So the very cheapest Ferrari you can find.
But it's a Ferrari.
But it's a red one.
Yeah.
And I remember I went into the car my God, I was so happy. It was 10 p.m. So I was oversleeping, it was wow. So it's my first memory.
Interesting, and that's when it was.
And I was like, wow, I love it, and I fell in love with the sound, the mechanic, the smell of it.
At that age of 6, 7 years old.
Yeah, I was 6 or 7, something.
And when did you realize that passion that you have for cars you can turn into a business? What age were you, and what is it that made you realize that?
When I was 18, and I started my first business in Lyon by detailing the cars.
Yeah.
I always had this passion about having nice cars, nicely shaped, nicely maintained. You remember my slogan was drive it to maintain it.
Yeah.
Because I don't like garage queen. I like people who use their car. That's what I love about Dubai. People are driving Bugatti Veyron on the street. Bugatti Chiron.
It's not in a garage somewhere for take pictures.
Around for pictures and for value to goes up. I like to think as the car is
a tool or a toy.
It's not a toy. It's a tool. Like normally the base is to go from A to B.
Yeah.
You know. But if you can go from A to B with a nice sound system, a nice engine, and you'll be more like you can conquer the world easier because you have more energy.
It's funny because I could tell in your eyes when you're talking about it the passion that you have for the subject.
It's been 20 years.
And obviously, when you came to open your dealership and then your car care center. Did people tell you you're crazy? It's never going to work. There's too much competition. You don't know what you're doing. Dubai is a different market.
Of course, directly. Because like people, when they see someone doing a doer, they don't like it, so they will try to stop him, and because they're scared themselves.
Yeah, you think in general that's the case?
In general, I'm speaking. When I started to say, you know what, I'm tired of going there or there to do a polishing, a detailing, or PPF, or tinted windows, or to upgrade my cars, because basically, my background, I'm buying and selling cars for years, as long as I can remember. And always when I sell a car, I always, put myself into the shoes of the buyer. So I will not buy a car if there is a scratch, if there is a rim with like a damage, or the paint is not good, or whatever. So I used so
or
many
even
guys.
if you buy it like that, you won't sell it like that. You make sure that.
So I need to create an upgrade in my business. So that's why
add value.
Are linked. My both businesses here in UAE are linked. I kind of made a verticality in the business. Like, okay, we buy a car, we need to polish it, detail it, paint some stuff to make it perfect, and to sell it back with some premium. You know, like.
Thibaut, people after this interview who will follow you on social media or follow your businesses will see that you trade in nice cars in general. I myself have bought a car from you, and most of your cars are the higher end of cars. I wouldn't say they're supercars, but they're nice cars, right? You sell a lot of brands like Porsche, Range Rover, Mercedes, all that. So they're quite in other countries at least they're considered luxury cars, cars, right? So let's say you sell luxury cars. It's very glamorous, very nice, seems amazing. What is the most unglamorous thing about what you do that people don't know, or about the car business that people don't know?
There is a huge gap from Europe and UAE, Dubai, regarding this. It's a good question. Like, for me, Europe, you have more guys like me, passion. They can pay extra money for the color they want, the spec they want, and everything. Here, it's always a fight for money. So they want to make good deal. And even Europeans, they will pay a little extra because this is the proper mileage, proper spec, with the correct color, like a nice green X5M, for example, nice green inside chocolate. You don't have any
chocolate.
You love it.
I love it when you say the interior is chocolate.
Yeah, it's brown. We call that brown, but I'm French, so it's chocolate.
It's more glamorous to say chocolate.
Exactly. Yeah. And what I mean is like it's more. Guys are like customers. They are more focused into the price than into the product.
In Dubai.
It's a bit,
which is odd because you'd think that the spending power in Dubai is much higher than the one in Europe.
They are more cheap. Like in Europe, and you know the culture. When you love something, you don't look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Like it's
luxury, especially luxury.
I'm speaking about something you don't need.
Yeah.
Something you want.
Yeah.
You won't look at the price. Here, even if it's something that they really want, they will call you 20 times for one car.
Yeah.
Just for you to drop 5,000 out of 400.
Yeah. But it's also the Middle Eastern culture, right?
I know.
We are traders. We want to get the best deal, and so on and so forth. All right, what was so you've started two businesses here, 918 Car Care and Just Drive It. What would you say was the toughest hustle moment when you started these businesses? What was the And I remember when you were starting something, you'd call me and you'd say, man, it's tough, man, it's this. What was the toughest moments that you've had when you were starting the business? Because today, I mean, in the case of Just Drive It, you've had it for a few years now. 918 Car Care is more recent, and you're still, I think, learning that business or adapting to that business. But what were the challenges early on that you saw that made you say, maybe this wasn't such a good idea?
Regarding 918, the most difficult stuff is exactly what I was saying. Customers want the price. And the problem is I'm investing so much into
Good
my job.
service is expensive,
in the
yeah.
service and in the all the finishes of the work I'm doing. When I'm doing a wrapping, like I did on your car, when I'm doing a PPF, I'm not selling for one day and you will never see me again. You get my point? I'm not this kind of Dubai guy. I've been here for a long time. I'm planning to stay a long time. I'm with my wife, with my kids, and we are very happy here.
Yeah.
So, I want to make friends more than customers. And the most difficult stuff that I'm facing here with 918 Car Care, it's people are only looking around for the price. For example, I will give you a very clear example. I spent a lot of money last month. It's very, very recent, to boost my business on 918 on Google Ads. So basically, you're targeting people who are looking for PPF, tinted windows, wrapping. The biggest,
the biggest
amount,
best sellers, yeah,
exactly, bestseller, the biggest turnover you can make because you need to refund yourself from the ads. That's the
investment,
very expensive. You know how many leads per day I'm receiving? 20 to 30, roughly. There is no one, as soon as you speak about price, there is no one contacting you again. And I'm doing it like a 50% discount because I don't know them, they don't know me.
So would you say your price is expensive, or because look, I'm an engineer by education, and I'm in a business also with Virtuzone where we are not the cheapest in the market, but we pride ourselves on providing the best service and the best advice and the best expertise. Would you say that you're too expensive, or would you say that people are just comparing you to any other price they get, but they're not actually getting the same product or the same service? Is that the challenge that you face?
The real challenge here is for people to know you, to know your work, and they're willing to pay the correct price for it.
That's tough here to do.
That's the most difficult part. In my industry, people are comparing me to any shop you can find in Dera. There is many shops you can see. There is like a vitrine, like on the street directly. There is no shop behind, and they will do it in front of you in the street.
Yes,
and they are charging for a wrap 3,000, 3,500, 4,000. But what people don't know about these places is that they will cut because there is a lot of work, man work on it. So the handmade, when you cut the film, because it's rolled from 1.52 meter.
Yeah.
For 17.5 meter total. So you need to cut for piece per piece, like the door, the bonnet, the whatever. They will cut the paint. They will damage the car.
So the quality of the work is not as good. So
you cannot compare.
So you're paying higher. You're paying higher for much more.
And I'm the cheapest of the highest.
Quality work. Yeah, that's important as well.
I'm the cheapest of the highest. I want to believe that, and I know I saw the work, and there is big brands sending us customer, and they have tried many places in Dubai which are selling PPFs for 30,000. I won't say the name, but for 30,000 plus, on the G-Class or whatever. We are doing the same exact work better because we are applying a ceramic on top of the film to protect the film from outside. Because there is one thing I hate is after sales. So I'm doing my best.
You told me this before. You don't like clients to come back complaining, so you want to make sure that the job is done well.
I pay more. Okay, I pay for extra ceramic and stuff, but the ceramic will protect from the sun, the UV, the infrared, and everything. The film itself.
Did you put ceramic on my car?
Of course you have.
So Thibaut, let's have a bit of a lighter moment here. Tell us one of the biggest close calls or near disasters that you had with a client's car, and I'm sure you have lots of stories, but tell us one that.
Basically, it's every day. Like you have close calls every day.
Yeah.
Like you cannot imagine.
But what's one specific one that comes to mind? One that you're like, oh my God, what the hell happened?
There is so many, bro, and there is one for you, so I cannot tell you. You will kill me. So, but I figure it out, and you never saw anything.
So I'm sure these were very stressful at the beginning.
It's small stuff.
I know, and especially when someone like you, and I'm a bit like that. They call us OCD, which means that we want everything to perfection. And I was surprised actually when I bought from you because being a trader that does a lot of volume, I thought that you had a lot of attention to detail, which. I don't know how you do it. It must be very stressful on a daily basis. The idea is that at the beginning, I'm sure you didn't sleep at night when you had you had a challenge with a car, or you had an accident, not an accident as driving the car, but an accident with the way you were detailing it, that it didn't go as you were expecting. I'm sure you've lost a lot of hours of sleep. As time progresses, do you get used to these issues? Do you get used to the stress? Do you get more comfortable with the fact that it's a problematic industry that you're in? People are bringing you their cars because they have problems and they want to fix those problems. So
so basically every day I wake up, just to make people happy. Like, I love when a customer, a new guy is coming to see his car that he just trusted us. He trusted us, with a 1-day delivery for a detailing service because his dog was in the car, and the car is really messed up. Like, there is hairs everywhere. And
you must see all kinds of crazy things.
Every day I'm seeing stuff. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, my team are so good that we can remove everything. We can do some magic. We call that the magic team. So we can do magic inside the cars. And the people face, oh my God. I'm always
they can't believe it. You love that, huh?
Satisfied.
Yeah.
Or refunded.
And that's a great part of the work.
It's always like
great
that.
Part of the job.
It's a so satisfying job. Like, you see the before after, like, it's crazy.
And be honest, do you think people come to you more because you're Thibaut and they know you, or because they got a good service?
I think.
And their friends told them about you.
Yeah, I think the word of mouth is the biggest highlight in my work, in my industry.
And is the word of mouth because of the quality of your work, or is it because it's Thibaut?
No, Thibaut doesn't have.
Because you're a very social person.
Yeah, I don't have anything to do with it. Mainly my customers are coming from Just Drive It. So when I sell a car, like example, I was waiting for you. I sold an AMG GT, and on top of it, I sold a PPF mat on it. And he was just giving me the go because he met me, because he saw my workshop, he saw my work, because we were obviously working on some other cars. And so, he gave it a go, and he didn't know us before. He met us because he bought a car from us. Yeah. So, basically I'm building on two sides. Random people from online, Instagram and stuff. I'm trying to be very active on Instagram, and to be honest, it's very hard to grow family, like I like to call it. And random people coming from the trading site. Yeah. So they are buying a car from me, they trust me for the car, and 50% of the time I can sell them upgrades, like tinted windows, like I did with you, like the changing color, the wrap to change the color.
Yeah, because you're smart enough to suggest the things that people will like, because you're adapting to what people's tastes are, right?
I'm trying. Yeah, at least I'm trying.
What's the craziest car you've ever worked on?
Oh,
I think I have an idea of what's one of the craziest.
2011.
Or that Discovery that you have, or not the Discovery, the Jeep. What was it? The beige one that you.
Yeah. No, it was not the craziest,
but it's beautiful.
Yeah. But the craziest deal ever in cars was, and the most stressful deal in my life, because I will tell you the story. Yeah. I sold a Bugatti Veyron Sang Noir in 2011. Wow. From Show Motors in Ras Al Khor back in the days, because now it's only in Qatar. Yeah. So I bought this car and I sold it so it was 1.6 million euros back in the days. So for today's money, it was crazy.
You bought it for 1.6 million?
Yeah. Wow. And I sold it for a little more. But the main stuff, it was for a Real Madrid football player, French guy. Yeah. And the delivery was supposed to happen in Luxembourg.
So you were supposed to ship it to Luxembourg?
I shipped it myself. So I was in the Emirates plane, above the car.
Come on.
Bro, trust me. Above the car, so sitting in the normal regular seats. Okay?
Yeah, of course.
We flew the car to Geneva. And you know what happened there? The truck was flat tire. Like we couldn't fix the truck to bring the car to Luxembourg. So I drove the car from Geneva to Luxembourg by the Autobahn to get some free speed limit. Wow.
That's a crazy deal.
Yeah, and I have a lot of pictures, of course, videos even on YouTube, bro. I was 2011, so I was young, 15 years back. I was what age I am? I was 23, driving a Bugatti Veyron at 1.6, and all the insurance and everything was like. It was so complicated.
So somebody listening like that will say, well, how did you pay 1.6 million back in the day for a car like this? Did you borrow money? Did you...
No, very easy. We did a lawyer contract and everything, and the customer paid in advance. Of course, I cannot afford at 23 years old.
Amazing, but that's part of the hustle. That's part of the hustle.
This is the main issue.
Have you ever lost big money on a deal that went wrong? No, not yet.
No.
Have you ever made very big money on a deal?
Yeah.
What circumstance would that be? Why?
So, it's coming to my mind direct straight away because I was with my little brother Louis, that you know, and we went to. So I bought a car. Basically, I cannot say what car because maybe the guy will see. We don't know. Anyway,
that's why they call these car dealers crooks, man.
No. Because the asking price was his call. I didn't.
Well, know the story. I'm laughing with you.
I'm just saying. I didn't offer a price. The car was listed on Dubizzle, bro. Okay. But it was full COVID, so it was very complicated to get.
So tell us the story.
So the story was very easy. I see a car on Dubizzle and I say, there is an issue.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
It's too low, the price.
It's too low, but it can be this price. It was the price of a regular. So it was an AMG GTS.
Okay.
You know, the nice competitor of 911s.
Yeah.
So basically, it was a car sitting around, like it was sitting around for 2-3 days. I saw the car, but the car was fully Brabus. Real Brabus.
Okay.
Inside, outside, titanium exhaust, everything. So normally it's double the price. You know, Brabus and these
so
guys.
Normally it would be worth, let's say,
like 600. I remember I paid the car like 300K.
Yeah.
It was listed for 350, and I came and I was with my little brother in Abu Dhabi, and we came with my old Range Rover that I paid 30,000, you know, and I was like basically putting all my money, you know, my cash to buy this car because I was feeling in my gut something. And so I went there, and the car was sitting there in the house of the Emirati guy, so nice guy, gentleman and stuff, and he saw that we were young
and passionate.
I'm not young anymore, but my brother was here, and I was saying, this is for my brother, I'm offering the car to my brother. So he dropped 50K on the car. Super deal.
Nice of him.
And very nice of him. I drove back the car. I fell in love with the car. So I drove the car for 3 months before selling it. And after that, I advertised it double the price.
600.
I say, you know what? Let's try 599. There is only one in the market in all Europe and everywhere. It's a GCC spec. The car is crazy. Silver inside brown. And I sold it to a Belgian guy. So it's like
double the price. Well, good on you. That's a good trade. That's a very good trade.
Yeah, but it's one time.
And did you ever find out why the car was sold so cheap, or the guy
because he didn't know? To be honest, he bought it for his son. His son flew to US, and I kept contact with him. And he's a very nice guy.
Nice.
And so he didn't know, and I called him to say how much I sold it for, and he said, "You're the best, man. I know. You're the best. It's okay. It's okay. I couldn't sell it more. You're the best."
Here's a question: what's one shady truth about the Dubai's car care industry nobody talks about? And shady truth. I'm not. What is something that you would say is normal? I know it's tough and people don't want to talk about it, but I think for our listeners it'd be interesting to talk about something that's known in the industry that the general consumers don't really know.
Something I'm fighting for.
Yeah. What is it, for example?
Very easy. The PPF industry is massive. It's like billions.
For the interest of our listeners, PPF is a coat that you put.
So it's paint protection film.
Yeah.
So basically, it's plastic film with 7.5 to 8.5 millimeters of thickness.
Yeah.
You apply on the car. It's transparent. You don't see, but it exists in matte.
Yeah.
So it changes your color anyway. But it's protecting your paint against outside aggression, like door slams. Some touch up with the
scratches,
the bumpers, some scratches and everything. And even something very good is the washing, the cheap wash you can do at the malls, like 20 dirham washing.
It can damage your car.
Of course, it's not giving the paint the scratches that you get with it. So basically, there is a big fight into this industry, and people are so lying about the films. You cannot imagine how they do. So basically, there is 2 brands: Expel, Armolan. Like big brands, big names in US that you see everywhere because they have massive marketing strategies, and they have big money. So they are, like talking a lot on socials and everywhere. So basically, what they are doing, the guys in the industry, they are taking and collecting empty box of Expel films
and putting
the normal Chinese cheap film into the Expel, and they are advertising themselves saying, "Hey guys, we sell Expel for 6,000."
But is there really a difference in the quality?
No, there is not with Expel. And I'm a bit against Expel. To be honest, it's overrated. It's way too much expensive, and it's pre-cut.
Yeah.
So you need to understand that there is 2 ways of having a PPF on a car. One is pre-cut, so basically a machine will cut for you the film exactly at the size of the panels.
Yeah.
one big mistake, one big advantage. The big advantage is that win time you can do 2 cars in one day because everything is like, ready to go. It's plug and play, you know, like you fit the plastic and that's it. Khalas. The big problem is that you see all the edges because it's cut.
Yeah, because
you know,
it's
you
pre-cut.
don't go.
So it doesn't go all the way around.
So we are in a country.
I've seen that before, actually.
We are in a country with a lot of dust.
Yeah.
So the dust will stick to the glue on the side. So you will see like
it.
Yeah.
So basically, so you'd say that one of the biggest issues is representing that you're putting a product when it's actually another product, which is quite common all around the world. Okay, we're gonna get now into the future of the car industry and where you see it in Dubai in the next few years. First of all, what do you think of the car culture in Dubai? Forget the price and like what you were talking about, that people, you know, they tend to haggle more for the price, which is normal for the Arab world, as we're traders from generations. But in terms of culture, you know, I was in Monaco this summer, and it's just crazy there, like the best supercars in the world and all that. And you got kids standing at the corner of the streets. It's a new phenomenon. They're called spotters. And my nephew wanted to go to spot cars, and when I was doing all the parking lots in Monaco, taking pictures with these crazy cars and so on. What do you think of the car culture here in general?
I think it's becoming very...
And you know, I know that you do a lot of research and you look at the cars all over the world. What do you think of the culture here compared to the rest of the world?
I think it's becoming like close to Europe mentality-wise. Like you have Emiratis, people from here really do enjoy cars. Like honestly, they are passionate about them.
Yeah.
They do, you know, like car show. They organize a lot of cars and coffee. You know, basically you take 50 guys with a nice car and you go to Jebel Jais to do some driving together, share a breakfast together and come back to Dubai. I think the culture of the car is becoming very important here, around here. And it was not the case before. Before it was only for show off and only, you know, to be seen in your nice car. And I think there is more and more people enjoying the cars at the moment and like putting a real value into it. Like.
And how do you see it developing in the next 10 years, for example? Where do you see this car industry going? Do you think it's going to be the same trend? Do you think, I don't know, what's your vision?
I will tell you what I think, and I think it's reality. EV is dead in the egg. Like
so that's my next question was going to talk what do you think of electric cars.
Me, so
let's talk about it now. So you think EV is dead?
Dead. For me, EV is a scam. Is a huge scam. Everybody knows it. The lithium battery are a disaster for the environment. We don't know how to recycle them, and you know that the life expectancy is maximum 8 years. So it will be a big problem in few years. And honestly, it's a big scam. But anyway. I think the future is there already. You saw already all the manufacturers like Porsche, BMW, Mercedes. Porsche lost $8 billion into the EV research because they stopped everything. Yeah. Now they're back to normal engines. Mercedes just made an announcement. They want to buy from them BMW their 2-liter 4-cylinder because they stopped the EV. So I think everybody is starting to notice that EV is not the future because it's not environmentally friendly. The future, if we want to speak about future, there is two future. There is sustainable fuel like you have in Formula One next year. So it's there, it's here. Zero CO2, zero emissions, nothing. So all the mechanic sports will go on this fuel and hydrogen. So hydrogen for me will be the future in car because made from water, you know, like it's a real step forward into the fight against the climate. You know, I think for me this is the future.
So you think 10 years from now there'll be hydrogen run cars in Dubai?
Yeah, for sure, and self-pilot.
We see it already.
It's obvious, but and a big step back from people to buy old cars and classic cars. I think the classic cars market is becoming huge in Dubai. It took a long time to come, to be honest. But now it's really huge.
You see an interest towards it?
A lot. Like, you know, Japanese cars, European old classic cars, English, you know, all the English market is opening for here. There is, I saw
MGs
on Jumeirah, on Jumeirah people driving on the right side.
Yeah.
Now, there is no, like, you can register a car on the right side in Dubai if you want.
Which is fantastic.
Like in France, you can do it as well. Like, good luck, you know what I'm saying? But you can do it. So I think, the future of cars will be mostly around this. And of course the Chinese attack, as I call it.
But Chinese do a lot of EV as well, don't they?
Yeah, mostly hybrid.
Yeah.
The EV are the most talked about now because of the performance they have.
Yeah, but the Chinese brands are incredible. What do you think of the Chinese brands, of the quality and of the, because you know you look at the Jet Tours and the BW,
I think
BYD and
Build
Your Dreams and all that. I mean, they're fantastic cars, and the price point is really lower than European or even Japanese cars.
Yeah. So for me, Chinese market is like, I will be very honest. Engine-wise, it's a shit show. Like really.
Let's just take it away. So répète, comment ça engine-wise?
Okay. So engine-wise, you have nothing on the engine-wise. Like the engines are 2 liters, 4-cylinder, and
so in terms of power, they're not.
It's nothing. It's not a good engine. Like I mean, it's not. I'm looking for my
performance
word here.
engine.
No, it's not a performance. It's like
value
more of
for money.
the nobility, like the
prestige.
the prestige of an engine, of owning a V8, of a 6-cylinder in line from BMW, or something like that. You know, and the value of the car is zero. Like basically, you buy a Chinese car as what we were saying before, to go from A to B, and you don't care about the value. You don't care at all. Like there is a lot of people when they buy a car, they are looking for the resale
value.
You know, they don't want to lose too much and everything. But and it's true, Chinese hits a market that's different. Like it's the normal guy who doesn't care about the look of the car, doesn't care about the.
But some of those Chinese cars look very good.
It's only copy of the Defender. The Jet Tour is a copy of the Defender. It's a copy, and honestly, it's a bit insulting because there is 150 years of
research and
car history, R&D, and everything. Chinese are copying everything, doing just new brands, and they can hit any market with it. Okay, they made good cars. It seems reliable. The infotainment is insane. They're crazy about infotainment. But me, I'm a guy who thinks that people likes to drive, not to manage their GPS and their. Look at people with Tesla. 92% of people doesn't know how to use the Tesla infotainment. They don't use it. They put their phone with the Apple Car, with Waze, and the rest they don't use it.
Yeah.
So I think it's a trend now. It's cheap. You can buy a brand new car for 150,000 dirham or 200,000. Warranty is long and everything perfect. But the resale value, you cannot believe how much they are offering me a Jet Tour T2. The T2, like it was 159 at the dealership. After 6 months, 6,000 kilometers, I can buy it for 70,000.
Wow!
So you lose the half
more than
of the
half
value,
the price.
More than half the value of the car in 6 months. So if you don't care about it and you want to keep the car 8 years, it's a perfect.
For money. Yeah.
Exactly, it's a perfect car. But if you are, like, basically your wife, what brand would you buy for her purse or watch? You will go for Chinese brands?
No.
Okay, so for me that's the same.
She wouldn't be my wife anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, a car is the same. Like I don't want to see my wife driving a Chinese car with no image, no respect, no culture, no background. You know, just like a box going from A to B.
Functional box.
Exactly. For me.
Speaking of resale value, what is the biggest money mistake that people do with cars, buyers of cars? Like, for example, they always tell you, you buy new, you lose 30% as soon as it gets off the lot. What are other mistakes that you see people doing? Buying the wrong brands, buying the wrong years, buying too old, buying too new.
The biggest mistake is a mistake that's suiting us in car business. Like, if they are not here anymore, we are dead. So basically the biggest mistake is to buy your car brand new.
Why?
Because you will lose 30 to 40% the first year. That's the normal market, like every brand. You go from the dealer at 200, you go out from it worth 160, after 1 year. You need to see value of a car as a chart. Like it's going down in value until some point.
And then it stabilizes.
And some model goes back up on value. Every car is like
the car I bought from you.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it's exactly like you bought it at the lowest point. Yeah. Now it will only go up. You sell it in 5 years.
How convenient that I bought it at the lowest point.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, it's
but I understand
the same. 7 to 10 years. you are looking around the the honey there.
Yeah.
So the biggest mistake is to buy new. The biggest mistake is to buy with a full loan, because the interest, if you keep the car for 5 years, will be very expensive. So at the end, you lose a lot on the value of it, but you lose as well on the interest. So you're looking around 3.5% a year times 5.
Is it better to buy a car cash or to finance it?
No, I always.
If it's a used car, let's say.
So for a used car, I always suggest my customer to put the cash in their loss. So basically, I will explain.
Yeah.
So basically, you buy a car at 200,000. The car, you will keep it. Everybody knows approximately how long they will keep the car. They will keep the car for 2 years. So the value will drop from 40,000. It's roughly 10%. When you dropped the first 3 years, after it's only 10% a year.
Okay.
Roughly. So basically, he will lose 20% in 2 years. So I suggest him to put 20% down. Like that, the money is gone.
Yeah.
And he will pay monthly what he's putting aside.
As if he's renting, and then when he sells it,
he's getting it back. So it's like putting money aside.
Yeah.
For me, it's the best way, because you are paying monthly something that you can afford.
Yeah.
You don't think about the cash you put anymore, because it's lost.
And you're getting it back.
You're getting it back. What you put monthly, you get it in back at the end of the.
Yeah, that's a good strategy.
Yeah, I think it's a good strategy, not to lose too much.
Final question, Thibaut. First of all, thank you for your insights. I think it's your passion is always nice to listen to. You're one of the people that I've interviewed that has the least filters, which is something that
Sorry for that.
That's something that listeners love and viewers love. My final question to you is: so you own 2 businesses in Dubai today. What has been the biggest cost for you in owning 2 businesses? It doesn't have to be financial or monetary. It could be in your life. It could be in your family. It could be what is it that you've sacrificed or that's cost you the most to be able to have those 2 businesses and run those 2 businesses?
The family time. When you have young children, the bedtime in Dubai, it's very weird, to be honest, compared to France. Because it's more based on the English system, like you go super early at school and you finish early.
Yeah.
That's something that doesn't suit anyone, but they are keeping it. I don't know why. So basically I'm dropping my kids every morning at school because I really want this moment with them.
Yeah.
But so you're going to work at 8:30 because you drop them at 7:30. So you arrive at work at 8:30 and you come back, it's 7:30, 8, and they're going to sleep at 7:30. So you miss them a lot, so you try to fight to see them, but obviously weekdays are complicated. So on the weekend you enjoy a bit more. So the sacrifice for me will be the family, especially in this age, when they are very young, and you're buying businesses, because I bought the detailing center not long ago, like a few years back, and it's like real when they were super young. So you need to,
and you have to spend a lot of time on your business.
You need to see people, to see customers, to meet them, to tell them who you are, to put a face on the shop. So they can trust you,
Thibaut, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing these experiences with us, and I hope that our listeners or our viewers enjoyed it. Thank you so much for following the show, and we'll see you next time.